and that. I was reading today about the Montfleur scenarios that were conducted in South Africa in early 90s, when people were looking at the uncertainty about South Africa and where the nation was going to be going. It could have been an even greater bloodbath than it has been in places. And a group of people from diverse backgrounds went away and had a summit called the Montfleur Summit gatherings. And they envisaged a different future. And what rolled out of the Montfleur scenario were four stories: the ostrich, the Icarus, the lame duck, and the flying flamingos. And the flying flamingo story was the one that really grabbed the consciousness of the nation as it was shared. That it became a new narrative, a new way of being for South Africa that was more inclusive, where government was more representative of the people. And I think the pandemic that we're experiencing now and the shaking that's going on in the world, the challenge for the church is to rediscover or discover anew, which is the same thing, a narrative that might bring change about in our world. There is no return to normal. Anybody who desires to return to normal is either the ostrich or the lame duck. And people who just like see this as the great thing that's going to come out of the disaster, that's Icarus. But we need the flying flamingo, which is difficult to get off the ground, but when it's in flight, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think there needs to be, in answer to your question, there needs to be a humility to be able to deconstruct, not demolish, but to deconstruct in order to envisage a different way of being the followers of Jesus and church in a changing world. To continue to do what we've done, or to suggest that all we have to do is get the technology to enable us to do the things that we always did do, for me is a cul-de-sac, a blind cul-de-sac that will lead us nowhere. This challenge, this problem, this terrible suffering that is hitting people now and will hit the developing nations horrendously in the years to come, with the famine that follows, the economic fallout, the wars. This is an opportunity for the church to be both apostolic and prophetic, as well as being what it's traditionally done, pastoral and teaching, and with some evangelistic stuff. Here's an opportunity for the church for a new narrative to be apostolic and prophetic.
Yeah, I love the framing of the story. The story is what really grabs our imagination and can be a motor for change. And I think, it's easy for those of us who are echoing, yes, we need the neighborhood. It's easy for us to almost paint straw men to tear down when we look at all these guys with the pulpit and the tie or whatever. And I think one of the things is also, when we're talking about postures, is an attitude of compassion and realizing that they're acting out of a script that they expect is what is expected of them.
Absolutely.
That is what it means to be a pastor. That's what it means to be a leader. That's what I need to be doing, because that's what I know how to do, and that's what I've been told I should do. And so rather than kind of putting an either or polarization and just discarding people, those people also are hurting. They're needing something. And Jesus, as a liberator, wants to liberate us from those false narratives about what it means to lead. And so I think as we dive into what we believe we are called to, we can also compassionately accompany people to discover what the real script is, and be freed from those false scripts and false narratives about what a real leader is. And so to bring us all at the feet of the cross and to following Jesus. So I think there's an invitation there also to a posture of compassion and of an invitational posture, to be freed from that, because it's a horrible burden to bear, to believe you have to live out that way of that mode of leadership.